It's recording right now.
Okay. All
Okay,
right. So these are the questions.
Yeah, those are the questions.
All right. So, okay.
Maybe I ask each one.
Sure.
Each on each.
Yeah.
Okay. Let
So
me
you go.
Okay. Well, first I would like to. I know your name. You're Paul, and I try to pronounce it well. Vaillancourt, is it?
Vaillancourt.
Vaillancourt.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
French. The two
Okay.
L's are
Yeah. Vaillancourt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. So, can you tell me a little bit? Where were you born?
I was born between Ottawa and Montreal, Canada, and on a farm. I mean, country.
Yeah.
Very country. It's an hour from both. Farming community.
Okay.
French and Scottish. So it's a very interesting mix of things there. Because the cultures, there's a lot of Scottish pipe band drumming. I grew up playing that. So it's very technical, very rudimental.
Okay.
Drumming, and but jazzy too. Very jazzy.
You have a very good mixture.
Yeah, and I played a lot of jazz too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you're a drummer too.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides the academic
Yes.
percussion. Okay.
Café et chocolat.
Oh, yeah.
Gracias. So yeah, in terms of where I come from, that had an influence,
Okay, it's a very multicultural place.
Yeah, and in Ottawa, Montreal, was great orchestras. Montreal Symphony.
Okay.
We hear Dutoit in the orchestra in the 80s and 90s, and then in Ottawa, the National Arts Centre Orchestra. They're famous. Fantastic music. So, and then you hear all kinds of World Music Festival, jazz, International Jazz Festival. You go see all those things. You're exposed to the best talent in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had many musical influences since you were a child.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. That's good information for me.
My father was a band director. High school band, but he was a jazz player too.
Oh, you didn't have anything else to do than music.
Yeah, well, yes.
You were destined to.
Well, working on the farm.
Yes, I'm working on the farm. Yes.
And but I wanted to play hockey, like all Canadian boys.
Wow, but you did it or not?
I played hockey, yes.
Okay,
I was
great.
a goaltender.
Yeah. Oh, you were a goaltender.
Yeah.
Hockey team.
Yeah.
Wow. Very nice. Okay. I made a few questions for this interview. I had told you that it is for getting some special information for my research work.
Right.
For my master degree here. Okay. Well, I'm going to the questions.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. The first one. How did your interest for the art of percussion begin?
Right. Well, like we just talked about, my father was a band director, and I listened to jazz. I was a young player because he was a jazz. I saw Buddy Rich 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You met Buddy Rich?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was 12 years old the first time I saw him.
Wow, that's information that must be somewhere.
Well, I mean, I was listening to Buddy Rich records all day, every day,
Wow.
and saw him 3 times. Sometimes in a place, a bigger square like this, sitting from here to that table from the drum set.
Wow.
That burns your brain. It's like it makes an imprint on your brain.
So I'm talking to one who could get something from Buddy Rich directly.
Well, I saw him 3 times.
But that's a very good approach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maynard Ferguson big bands as well. Listen to that.
So I can say that Buddy Rich was one of your biggest influences.
In the beginning, for sure.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was it. Yeah.
Wow.
But that, that along with the Scottish tradition, of pipe band
course.
drumming.
Yeah.
What
What is piper drumming?
bagpipes? You know
Oh,
bagpipes?
bagpipes. Yeah, the ones that.
Yeah, the drones, right? I mean, you need to see that on the internet. World
Okay.
Championships. I mean, unbelievable.
Of course.
That level of drumming, and these are
Oh.
all people who do this as a hobby. But
Oh.
it's crazy, you know.
Yes.
It's I mean crazy how dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, guys move to Scotland or they move to British Columbia to be in a band, and they practice 6 hours a day, find a job to pay for that. That's
Just
their
like
life.
that.
That's their life.
Wow, like
They-
a religion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So where I grew up is where the North American Championships are.
So it is piper drumming.
Yeah, a bagpipe band. So you might have 12, 16, 20 bagpipes,
Okay.
one bass drum, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 tenor drums where they do all the, you know,
Okay.
tune different pitches, but then 6 to 12 snare drums,
Okay.
and all unison, perfect unison.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's very complicated, very rudimental.
Okay.
Maybe we can, I was just saying, go get my computer and I'll show you some video clip.
Oh.
You're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's 'cause I competed at the World Championships a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how was it for you?
I was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. We placed in top 5, and, you know,
Oh, okay.
in our grade. You know.
Wow. So I'm talking to a very high level
Well,
drummer.
I do a lot of instructing.
Oh, okay.
I write scores and.
Oh, I'm going to take advantage of this. I would like after this. I would like to have some advices for for the drum technique, snare drum technique.
Yeah, it's very different from American rudimental, where it's, you know, very tight and down.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of all open rolls. This is
Light.
it's open and light and not so, you know, snapping down into the drum head. You're playing high off the drum. You know? So it has a swing. It swings like crazy.
Oh,
you
okay.
know? And that's where the influence comes from. In the 1940s, they were influenced by big band drumming. You know? And they heard Buddy Rich, and some of those guys came to see him, and then they'd go back and bring back some of his, you know, not military.
Now all the swing.
It
all
changed
the
from
swing.
military to swing.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well,
Yeah.
it's not a problem. That's the characteristic of the academic percussion.
Yeah.
Most of them manage the military drum technique.
Yeah.
And maybe when one improvises, it sometimes it seems to sound like military marching.
Right.
And that is not too good. It's good to have the influence from swing and some other rhythms and techniques.
Right. No. That's
Okay, that's very good information.
So I played in the band, you know, in the high school band, and I played in jazz band, and played in a rock band since I was 16. You know, playing 2-3 nights a week in bars.
Of course.
So all of that, you know.
Okay. Okay. Maybe you answered some of the other questions, but I'm going to continue with the second one. Okay. Where did you do your professional studies of music?
In Ottawa University for my undergrad, Bachelor of Music, and then at McGill for a master's, and then at Stony Brook in New York for my doctorate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did your last studies in New York?
New York, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very great.
With Ray DeRoche, who's a legend, especially new music and chamber music.
Okay.
Boulez always asked for him by name to play the symphony when he conducted, and he's such a good musician. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Pierre Boulez, you know Pierre?
Oh yeah, Pierre Boulez, but
his name is
teacher?
Raymond DeRoche.
Oh, he's a French one?
No, well, his originally his family is originally from New Brunswick in Canada, but you know he's a New Jersey guy.
Okay.
Lives out just outside New York, and he did the premieres of all, like George Crumb, you know, did premieres of Charles Warren. He did the U.S. premiere of Le Marteau sans Maître with Boulez conducting. I mean, he was the first guy for contemporary chamber music. He was
he was the one
who influenced everything.
Okay.
And he trained all these people, you know, and all of his students are now in positions of great ensembles because they're such good musicians. It just trains you to be a good musician.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, how to listen and how to play, as if you were a violist in a string quartet. How do you fit in? What's your role? Play musicianship.
Okay.
That was the emphasis. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. We're talking about of very good background. Okay. Third one. How did you get to know about the existence of Rebonds?
Well, it was, once that came out, it was an explosion.
It appeared.
Oh yeah. We knew, of course, Xenakis from his other music, Safa and Pasifasa and Pleiad.
Yeah.
But we had another solo percussion piece by him, which is, everybody is always hungering for which master is going to write us a big piece.
Yeah.
And that was it. And from then on, you could probably count hundreds of pieces that have been written since that time that were influenced by this.
Of course.
Same with Safa.
Yeah.
Same with Anvil Chorus. David Lang, Anvil Chorus.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
What's the name?
Anvil Chorus.
Anvil Chorus.
By David Lang.
David Lang, Anvil Chorus.
Yeah, I mean, you get like also Ziklus.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So, but because of that piece,
So
all of a sudden everybody's writing something similar.
Yeah.
They want to write, something that fits, big like that piece. Well, Rebonds, Anvil Chorus are those pieces, pillars.
It was a boom where some writers began, some composers began to do things like this.
Right. Because of that, it initiates a whole set of literature. So it's very important because of that.
We're talking like in the middle of the 20th century.
Yeah. 55. Ziklus. Fukushi, is it? Ground One is another big piece that was very influential.
Ground One?
Yeah.
Okay.
By a Japanese composer. And then Charles Warren wrote Janissary music for my teacher. That's a vibraphone, marimba, 12 medals, 12 drums. Everything's serialized, hyper serialized.
Okay.
Which is the first time. It's like an orchestra. The whole. It's that piece is also very, very important. Very, very difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Messiaen for one player.
You're combining two keyboards?
Two keyboards, 12 metal instruments, 12 drums.
Wow.
And all serialized, everything.
Yeah.
So it's like Boulez and Messiaen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very structured and very rhythmical. Yeah, Charles Warren, Wuorinen, New York guy. Teaches at Rutgers, but he wrote a lot of percussion music. He wrote a percussion symphony in the mid 70s, 45 minutes, just 21 percussion, 2 pianos, cellos. Amazing piece.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's good for me to know some other
literature
pieces because I was from once to now. I began to get very interested in multiple percussion because I found that like for the example that you tell me that you can include keyboards and some other percussion in just a set.
Yeah.
So, and it's a very rich and extended style, maybe.
Yeah, because it's all of a sudden you have timbral things that you can do. Long notes, short notes, everything combines. Now you get full articulations.
Yeah.
The marimba always sounds staccato.
Yeah. And you can
if you play single note,
else.
right? But you combine it with vibraphone, all of a sudden you've got sustain and you have harmonies that sound while you do other things. And of course, Charles Warren, when he wrote that piece, every note, every duration is calculated to the 16th note. So, everything is calculated. So it's extremely difficult.
Oh.
Yeah. But there are many other pieces that have been written since then for 2 keyboards.
Yeah.
Dozens of pieces. Yeah.
It's because it's a great idea.
Oh yeah.
It's
not comfortable.
No,
your back
I
hurts
guess
and,
so.
oh, it's hard to.
You know, I'm beginning to study vibraphone now, and I thought that it was going to be like the marimba. I thought, my God, I played Merlin, I played many difficult
Wow.
pieces, and I said, I'm not going to have any problem with the vibraphone, and I went like this, and I had problem with the first two notes.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same with the pedal and controlling the longness of the
length of notes. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
The length of the notes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's another instrument.
Yeah, yeah, completely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe that's a part of the beauty of percussion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Like
so much to it.
You don't have to study just a single
Right.
instrument.
It's the beauty of it and the curse.
Yeah, yeah, and
Because then it's hard to, a violinist who does just 4 hours a day on one instrument. Imagine if we did 4 hours a day on just one.
Well, no, we're not going to.
We're on tipping.
We wouldn't have time to eat
Yeah.
for eating. Yeah.
But if you just did that,
Yeah.
if you just pick one instrument, just vibraphone, 4 hours a day on vibraphone. I mean, you become a virtuoso.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't have the same opportunity.
No, we have to
Master everything.
to 2 hours on the timpani, 2 hours vibraphone, 2 hours marimba. Yeah, that's a story that never ends.
No, and then if you want to do drum set, I mean, that's why people don't do drum set because there's not time.
Yeah.
By the time you study excerpts and you work on your daily clues and excerpt studies, and it's like that's an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's like you're exhausted.
Yeah, that's a shame for me, for example, because I have my Latin timbales, I have my congas, and I have my drum set in my house, and sometimes I arrive home. I get home and I look at my instrument and I say, oh my God, I don't have time to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not taking the
Yeah.
drum set seriously.
Yeah. Well, you have to compartmentalize and sometimes you get around for a semester, you might focus more on something.
Yeah.
Bring the playing up, and then you focus on something else and bring something else up.
Yes. Like when you have to carry many things, you have to give a little pull to every.
Yep.
Rope.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question, the fourth one. Okay. Do you think about rebounds as an important part of a professional percussionist repertoire?
No. Like we said, I mean, it's one of the top. I'd say top 3, top 5 pieces written for percussion.
Okay.
Because it influenced all the young composers after that to start writing for limited instrumentation. Compared to Safa, compared to Charles Warren and these big orchestral setups, Now, there's only like 7 or 8 drums, and that's limited compared to Safa, which is,
a world of instruments.
Yeah, it's entire sections, orchestral sections. So this is, okay, it's really more compact, and then to go farther than that, people like Michael Gordon, Michael Gordon? Bang on the Can Festival, and David Lang and him. Michael Gordon wrote a piece. Sorry, wrote a piece called XY for 4 congas. That's it. It's a 13-minute piece.
Wow, just for congas?
And it's all polyrhythms and waves and you walk around the congas as you're playing.
Okay.
It's a big piece, but people are reducing setups and finding what they can get out of just smaller instruments.
Yeah. It's like minimalism and somehow, but maximize
the small.
Maximize the possibilities of the instruments.
Right. As opposed to just having everything.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the extreme of that. I mean,
so a piece just for congas.
For congas, yeah.
Okay, with sticks.
Sticks, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean that's as hard as this.
Oh.
Yeah, 13 to 15 minutes. You're doing 5 against 6, 7, but then playing a melody on that 5, on the 3, while the other one's doing a wave. I mean, it's really, the independence is incredible. And creating these waves between the sounds and melodies between the instruments, and so it's yeah.
Very hard contrapunctual
Yes.
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But effective. Maybe too long. I wish it was about 8 minutes, but then it'd be, a lot of people would play it because it's so long and not a lot of people do it.
Okay. Not everyone wants. Not everyone has the. Well, not everyone dares to do
Right.
the work.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. When did you decide to play it?
I did it for my recital, my last doctoral recital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's a very special piece for you.
Yeah. Took it. It took a semester. Just worked on it very slowly, worked it all out.
Okay. That
Yeah.
was another question, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, but okay. It took you a semester.
3-4 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Just spending a little bit of time every day. I'd say an hour and a half. Okay, it's my. And I'd work just a couple of bars and really work on phrasing and balancing. Because there's some things in here that are not really possible, right? And Rebonds B, the drags.
Yeah.
You can't really do da-da-da on one hand.
No.
So you have to. Some people do da-da-da and do the double stop. That's a choice you make. Or they do a drag. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
But when you go have a drag to the tom, the drag goes on the other hand.
Yeah, that's a
common, right? That's the common solution to that.
But how did you do it? How did you play that?
The drags, I played them all open, not buzz.
Oh, so you played the drags and going to the head of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I could hear the two notes as well, not just the.
No, to
really
very
clean.
clear.
Yeah, that was my choice. Some people decide to do something else.
No, I don't. I agree with you.
If you have the technique to do it, you should do it.
Yeah, because they are drags. They are two notes that are. How can I tell you?
Distinct. You hear it.
Yeah, you can. It's a ornament.
Yeah.
They are ornaments for the main notes.
Yeah.
So they have to be, as the drum set, when you play drum, they have to be very clear.
Yeah.
You have to apply that for.
Yeah. A lot of people want to play them as a closed drag, and that's their choice. I just don't.
No,
it's
not a good choice. Okay, excellent. How many hours a day? You told me that you were
an hour and a half.
Depends.
It's not every day the same, but
okay.
But I have a little bit of time every day, at least an hour. At least an hour. Sometimes I would, get to a big section and Rebonds A, and I got to need some time on this.
Okay.
So then work it up slowly. I might spend 2 hours, but it's a semester like that. A piece like this, you need time to let it sit.
Yeah.
If you rush it and try to learn something like this in a month, the piece is going to suffer.
Yeah.
You're not going to be happy because you're going to be stressed out. It's not fun.
You're going to be like fighting with a big monster.
Yeah, and he always wins.
Yeah. It's a very powerful monster.
Yeah. So no, you have to be respectful to the.
Yeah.
Give it the time so you have a chance to really internalize it and your own piece.
That's what I thought. That's why I'm doing my work on this piece.
Right.
Because I thought the same. Okay. Which part did you start from and why?
I started with A, Rebonds A, because I wanted to work on all the contrapuntal things.
Yeah.
I worked on both movements at the same time.
Okay.
So I would work, like this opening is easier, but once we get into, there's a couple of these here, these.
Yeah.
I might work just this in one day, have that, and really have that perfection.
Okay, you we're working only
Just
in one
yeah,
line.
like one line at a time, one bar at a time.
Oh, that's great.
You know, and then if in one day I learn 3 bars, that's very productive.
Okay.
You know, but very well, not just reading through it.
Okay, that's a
right, you know.
good advice for me.
Yeah, and if you do that, but work slowly. If your tempo is 40, then I would slow it down, you know, or 45, and so the 16th note would be 180, right? So I might slow it down to 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. Then by the end of that, you really have that measure.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
then just do that, and then you do the next measure the same
Right.
way, and then you combine the 2 bars, and then you've got that. That's very well learned. You know.
Okay.
So, because you could read through it a million times and make more mistakes, right? But if you work like this, eventually you're chipping away at it, so that you know you have
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
And you know, some bars are much much easier than others.
Yeah.
So, like something like this where there's no counterpoint, that's a lot more. You know.
Yeah, you really did first sight.
So this, yeah, easily in 5 minutes you have that.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you hit a wall.
You get a
that's it.
surprise.
Yeah. So what I might do is learn this, learn the rest of this, in one day, and then come back and focus on this.
Of course.
You know, something like that. And luckily there's only a few of these in there. You know, there's a lot more sections like these where we have these kind of, you know, those kind of figures. You know, but this is all single line, so this learns very quickly. You know. Another one. There's the other one. Yeah.
Is it well? This is one against another, but for example, this is not. This is a single line.
Right. It's all single
that
line.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Yes, much easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, so it's you know, I like to be able to basically put my brackets here, and once I'm able to start, let's say, playing this whole page, then I might come back and work on this separately until I have that, you know. But start learning sections, but slowly like that, one at a time, you know.
Okay, great.
So yeah, that's
yeah. Maybe the next question. Okay, it's a very important question. The next one. Oh, let me see the position. The camera. Okay, maybe like this. Okay. Did you play both parts with the same percussion set? I know that you did.
right. For the most, let me just see now. When there's a page usually that talks about instruments. Uneven solos. Are you doing that too?
We did it with some of my friends in
Okay.
Morelia.
Yeah, it's a good piece. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, 2 bongos, 3 toms, 2 host case.
Yeah.
So the bongos, let me just see now.
The A part and here's the B part.
Okay. 2 bongos, tuba, tom, host case. Actually, you know what I did is I used on my, I had a big bass drum, like a drum set bass drum, 22 inch, but the head's very loose, you know.
Yeah.
The concert heads on it, not plastic, not clear,
Come on.
not bass drum heads.
Okay.
Remo Renaissance heads.
What head?
Renaissance.
Okay.
Remo.
Renaissance. Remo.
Beautiful.
Oh, great.
yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah, that's a commercial for.
Yeah.
Buy Remo.
I mean,
Okay.
Remo Renaissance heads are the best for concert applications.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Have
I
you
would
seen
advise
them before?
to.
2 of the toms have those heads there. They're not too.
Remo.
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
They're brown. They're not white.
No, I haven't seen them.
Okay.
But it's a good advice.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, absolutely.
I try to.
Yeah.
Is it? It's great for the drums.
Yeah.
For a bass drum or.
Well, all drums.
Oh, for all drums.
I mean, I use it for all concert toms at my school, all drum set toms too. You can sound. I mean, snare drum heads are perfect for the top snare drum head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, it's like one of the best heads you can buy, I think, on the market.
Okay.
For all
Okay.
applications. It's got a brown coating on it, and it sounds a little bit warmer than the white coated heads. It's almost like casting, you know.
Yeah.
It's warm and round, beautiful sound.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So especially wide open, you have a nice sound. You don't muffle.
Okay.
You know, just if you tune it well, you have to know it, you know.
You don't have to muffle it.
No. You know, so that's the thing, right? I sort of pride myself on how I tune my drums. You know.
Oh, great.
So there's always such a spectrum of harmonics. You know, that sounds beautiful together. You know.
Okay.
Like even here, I had to work on the drums a lot. But you know, my drums are tuned in fourths. So it sounds very powerful because everything is you know, perfect spread.
Yeah, you have long ranges.
Right, yeah. So very clear shapes in the lines.
Oh, okay, that's great.
So yeah, I used the second bass drum for here was my tom here because I wanted a low tom because of the accents that come here. So I used a 22-inch bass drum for the low one and an 18-inch bass drum. You know, no muffling. You know, really open.
Yeah.
And then 12 and 13-inch toms, bongos. Now here, I used the two bass drums here, 22-inch bass drum, 18-inch bass drum, and the only thing I had to take out was the tuba, and put the tom in.
Okay.
So, you know, two bass drums, tom, I forget exactly now. Or it might have been bongos, toms, bass drums, and then a tuba. And I just push that in, and I push the tuba out, and then or these two toms out, put the tuba in, and then kept going. So it really took like 10 seconds, you know.
Okay.
You know, if that, you know. So the bass drums stay there, the bongos stay there. The one tom stays there.
Can you make a little drawing of
If I can remember. I can't remember so much.
Okay. Well, it's enough with the explanation. Let me see the position. Okay.
I'd have to look at my score. I can't remember.
Okay.
But if you have a pencil, I can.
Oh yes, I
can
have.
Try drawing something.
Yeah.
And it'll be approximate. You know, it's not accurate.
Okay. What did I put the pencil? Oh, here's one.
Okay. So. Two bass drums. So that stays the same for both. Toms. Tuba, bongos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that on this side. Da 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 da. You can have your contour all left hand. You know, you're not. It's separated.
Yeah.
Now. I can't remember now. So that's for A, but for B, you're keeping that still. That doesn't move. I think I removed that's the tuba there, bongos, and then I just left the toms there. So these are tom-toms, tuba, something like this, you know, and then you have the pieces of wood here.
Oh, okay.
Or here, actually, I had them in front.
Okay, in front.
And you can't use temple blocks.
You can't?
You cannot. No.
Oh, okay. That's no. The temple blocks is the plastic ones.
Or wood. You know, wood. You know, the set of 5.
Yeah.
You can't use that.
Oh no?
Xenakis did not want you to have instruments that had a cultural reference.
Yeah.
That's too cultural. You hear that, you hear Chinese music. You use that's what you hear.
Okay.
So, what you need to do
Yeah.
is get some boards here. Find something like purple heart or a hardwood,
Yeah.
and something like 1 by 4, something like this. 1 inch thick by 4 inch wide, and then maybe start,
Pieces of wood.
yeah, 16, 18, 20 inches long. You mount them on something so they don't.
They
and
don't
you
move.
play that with the mallets.
Yeah, because it's a very hard part.
Right. So
Yeah.
they'll be like a xylophone. You play it like, but that it gives you sort of a natural wood sound, but not something that we hear in any kind of ethnic music.
Okay.
It's like playing a tree branch or pieces of 2 by 4. If there's a resonance to a piece of wood, ding, 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 that's what you want. Nothing that refers you to cultural background.
Okay.
So you have
That's
to
great.
you have to find some way to do this.
Yeah.
You have to build that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was planning to to ask someone who contracts who an instruments builder,
Yeah.
so that I can get a very special kind
wood
of
sound.
wood sound.
Well, as long as you make something, you can find them. They look like temple blocks, but they might be like this wide, this narrow, but not the box ones. So
Yeah.
they sound like Japanese blocks,
Okay.
So it has to be hardwood too if you're going to do blocks. Don't use softwood because it will crack.
No. It must
has
be
to-
very thick.
But this people use this a lot.
Have you, what do you think about the wood which with the wood that they build the claves?
Rosewood.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, I mean that's very expensive.
Yeah.
So it would be hard to have. You won't be able to do this
5
with
pieces.
that. That'll be too expensive.
Yeah?
Yeah. But that's what purple heart. It's an exotic wood, but if you should be able to find it at the specialty purple heart
Purple heart.
wood, and that's used all the time now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a
That's
real.
what you used?
It's not what I use. I use something different, but that's the idea. A lot of people are using that.
Okay.
I've heard them and they sound very good. Yeah.
Okay.
So here are the drum heads, and both sides. Yeah, it has to be 2-sided tones, not one single tone. 2 heads, right?
2 heads. Yeah.
You have.
I'm planning to use my drum set.
Yeah.
Sound, they
Yeah,
sound
12,
good.
13, 22,
Yeah.
and you could probably use your floor tom here.
Yeah.
That would work instead of 18, but you have to tune it low so it has.
Okay. I'm using a Gran Casa here. I don't know the measure, but the height, the size. I don't know the
Concert?
size.
Yeah.
But it's a concert bass drum. What do you think about it?
Yeah. It's great. It's just not always convenient because you're going to have angles.
Yeah.
At least this way you can mount all the drums so that they're all,
Yeah.
you have to be in rebel. Hey, you need to be able back and forth.
Yeah.
So if you have an angle, it's going to be harder to play that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm going to find a way to place the Gran Casa in I try
Flat.
to put it in a flat position.
Yeah. The thing about the drum set,
Yeah.
bass drum, is you can put a string around it and put 2 cymbal stands and just hang it, with a
Okay.
little bit of angle. It's easy to mount,
Yeah.
So for that purpose, it's really convenient.
Okay.
It's bongos.
Well, the highest one here.
Yeah.
Is the highest one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very different from my
Your setup.
setup, but I'm learning all that. I'm experimenting with all those stuff, those things.
Yeah, you have to have double heads on everything. Yeah. So that there's a real resonance to it.
Well, the pieces of wood. Do you use single pieces of wood? not with little boxes.
No,
A
that's
single
it.
piece
Right.
of wood. Okay.
So you have a sort of a natural wood sound. You have to mount it carefully.
Yeah.
You know, so that it resonates.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't just put it on a. You'll have to build a little stand for it, or with felt or something where the board is sitting and resonating.
Yes, I was thinking about that, like doing like
Like a
little
glockenspiel.
spaces,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
little spaces
Put
where you
spacers
can
between.
put the place and to be a very little hole, for example, in the down part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the bottom part.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was going to be helpful for the
Right.
sound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll try to get that.
You take a piece of plywood
Yeah.
and then
To cut it.
just the right width.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can put a piece of foam across here
Mhm.
with the spacer, a little foam spacer, so the bars don't bang into each other while you're playing. And do the same for the back, but find the point on the bar that resonates, the note, just
Yeah.
like a marimba bar. You know,
Uh-huh.
when you're playing it, you know how to do this.
No.
How to find
The best
if
place?
you're if you're holding, let's say, a marimba bar.
Yeah.
As you're playing, dot 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 dot. You keep going, dot 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 dot, and all of a sudden you found the harmonic point.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, da 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 da.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to want to put your foam underneath.
Mhm.
You know, so that it resonates.
Okay.
Because if you put your foam here, you're muffling it.
Oh,
There's
right.
It has to be exactly at the right spot.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
every piece will have different.
Where the rope
Where the rope goes, right?
goes in the
Right. There's only one spot where that can go.
Okay,
you know.
because if not,
It'll
you're
be
going
dead.
to
Right.
to kill the sound.
Resonance, yes. It won't resonate.
Okay.
It won't vibrate. You know. So you find the nodal point, and then put a little mark there, and on the other side too.
Mhm.
Find it, da 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 da, where it resonates the most. That's it. And then you're gonna have to put your supports underneath those
Mhm.
spots.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great.
Yeah. So that's gonna be
Yeah, that will work.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
yeah.
Great.
And you
great,
can find
great.
two little pieces, little pieces of rubber like this. So the bar sits on it.
Mhm.
A piece of wood sits on it. Like glockenspiel bars. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Without killing the sound and without making other undesirable
Right.
noises.
Right.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great idea.
Good. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, next question is: did you play both parts with one stick in each hand?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no need for.
For 4 sticks.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One each hand.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What kind of sticks did you use for each part?
If I can remember. A lot of people like to use a timpani mallet without felt, just a wood
Mhm.
ball. So
Yeah.
it has a little more. I think I might have used pipe band drumsticks, which have a big ball, so that it's because the timpani mallet sounds great on toms, but not so great for
The
some of the
bongos?
roll things.
Mhm.
I wanted the flexibility of being able to do closed rolls on the wood instruments.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know?
one of my questions because I
Yeah.
find it very
Right.
important. Yeah.
Or something like a closed roll, not just singles.
Yeah.
So that I just wanted to be able to be expressive with that instead of just sounds so mechanical.
Yeah.
That way I could phrase and do more connect, play more melodic.
Legato, maybe.
Right, because that's. I think
You're
the
talking
challenge-
about this part, I think.
Yeah, anytime you have like dee da da.
Is it B? Yeah. Oh, it's here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the stick that I used, I was able to connect this with just one. Instead of, you know what I mean? And here as well, I can do a. So this sounds like a sustained roll. Sounds like a complete melody.
Okay, that's a very important part of the thing. How did you play?
Well, when you do a buzz in one hand.
Yeah.
Single tap. Right. So in doing this line, the left hand sounds completely sustained. Sounds unbroken. So that's very helpful, and then you're able. You do a triple bounce.
Yeah.
Because you can do it on one hand.
You keep the tempo. You don't have to pull the tempo down.
Right. And meanwhile, this is because that tempo.
Yeah.
The buzzes sound completely connected.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a. While you have that melody, because you can't do that with the timpani mallets, and you can't play that with the timpani mallets either. It's just again, some people just play a buzz. I like to get work on three.
The three notes, okay. Wow, that's a very good way to play it. So you were doing like triplets, some kind of fast triplets?
Well, and it's a buzz. In the left hand here, it's a buzz. Yeah, that's all a buzz. And if you think of a buzz here,
I have my sticks here. Maybe you can show me like that. Okay. It's going to be very strange for them.
That's a buzz,
A buzz in the. Okay, and then you.
So. Just three notes.
Yeah, that's great.
So, but it sounds sustained.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And you can eventually you develop the.
Yeah. So your right hand in the highest block.
Yeah.
You keep the
buzz
with the left hand.
So you're playing you're playing like 30-second notes, really.
I haven't realized the double accents here.
Yeah. And then you might go shaft.
Yeah. It's the only part.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That. Anytime you have those kind of things here.
Yeah. So you did this technique with mallets?
No, they were drumsticks. But drumsticks that have a bead that size, pipe band drumsticks, a very big shaft.
Okay.
Not necessarily heavy, but a big shaft, and so I have more dexterity.
Okay.
You could use timpani mallets here, just the wood, with a little bit bigger head here with a small, but just wood.
Yeah.
Like Vic Firth mallets, timpani mallets. That's what most people use.
Okay.
So you could use that and then switch to the other one.
Okay, Vic Firth timpani mallets.
Yeah, but no felt. You take all the felt out.
Natural, like with
just
the wood ball.
Yeah, just the core. Yeah. It's a perfect weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good advice, and I think I think that's the best way to sound this, because it will sound this thing.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right. I mean, it's completely sustained.
Yeah. When I was doing this, I tried to do a bass roll, but with a single stroke. So I had to be able to get as many rebounds as I could.
Right.
But that's a very good advice. You can keep the.
So if you're thinking 30-second notes.
Yeah.
And then the left hand is always buzzed.
Okay.
Yeah. And that way, I mean, you're in time.
Oh, and when you change the tune, you
follow
just
the accent. Yeah.
just the change of the note will do the melody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Great. Great. Okay. I have a very good version, I'm sure. Okay. Same agent. Oh, you just answered the next question. Okay, we're going to the next one. Okay, did you apply any special technique for solving the polyrhythms contained in part A?
Well, I mean, there's 3/2 is not really a problem, you know. Even 4/3. The only spots that are difficult are the fives, you know.
Did you calculate
well, you might
in a mathematical way, or?
Well, you know, if you look at this here, this is easy to figure out.
Yeah.
1, this is on 2, this is on 3, this is on 4, this is on 5. I'll go to quintuplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So you just basically da 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 da, right? So just think of it as slowing down through that.
Yeah, because in the left hand we have the same
it's the same rhythm, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that works out really well. That's the easy one.
Yeah.
This one, not so. That's the hardest one of the whole piece, I think.
Yeah.
So, and for that, get the left hand da 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 really solid. You know, da 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 da, and you start da 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 da. You start visually representing that, you know, and then eventually you're able to keep your left hand going and then adjusting your right hand so it's even instead of da 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 da, you know, so da 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 da. You're able to separate in your mind.
Okay.
You know, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So a good way to do this too would be to record the bottom part.
Okay.
And then play the top part. See how it fits.
Okay.
And you orally memorize.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a.
Or put it in finale.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Memorize it and then okay.
And you play it and you.
Yeah,
you
then
just,
you know it. You know.
You just study the sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and get a good. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a technique that my teacher told me. Where is the? Oh, it's maybe the same. Yes, this.
Okay.
In the look.
Oh yeah, well that too. Yeah.
Here's what my teacher told. Do you know Iván Manzanilla? No.
No.
I don't know if he's going to play with you.
Who is he?
He's a percussionist. Iván Manzanilla.
Is he in the symphony?
No, he doesn't play here, but maybe they invited him to play there. I'm not really sure, but well, he's my teacher, and he's a very famous percussionist here in Mexico.
Okay.
He told me about this technique to put the notes in a millimetric place, and then in a very very slow tempo.
Yep.
And then to when you get so familiarized with the sound,
you memorize the sound. Yeah, for accuracy. I mean that's
just because that's helped me, because as I need to explain how to work with this to other students. I need as many possibilities as I can get.
Yeah.
But you gave me like 3 in just in a couple of minutes.
Well, it's, you know, I do that too.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's the first one.
Yeah, great.
And so you understand how it works.
Yeah.
And then you work one voice at a time, and then you know, so one and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Right? So 1 shifting over, 5 over 6.
You place the left hand note into subdivision of 5 notes?
Well, it depends on the rhythm. Sometimes it's the left hand you have to use as your bass, and then the right hand floats on top. Sometimes it's the right hand you use as your marker, and you put the left hand to that. Depends on. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Here for sure it's the left hand, and you place the right hand to the left. Yeah. Same with this one too. Now. Sometimes here, sometimes here you might decide that you're going to place, like here, you might place the 4 to the right hand because the triplet line is going here. You know? Da, 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 so it's easier to think about da 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 da. Right, so the 3, 1, ga da ba bum bum. Right. Against the, instead of thinking of da 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 dum ba dum ba, think of the 3 on top of the 4. Make the 4 fitting into the 3 here. Same thing here. But then sometimes, see here, then you're going to fit the 3 to that, because dun 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 zaga digga da 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 dun dun zaga digga da da. So you're in duple in the right hand, and you fit the 3 to the duple. But sometimes you're going to invert that. You know.
Yeah.
So
depends on the situation.
So what I would do is like, okay, I might do something like this. That's where I want my head to be thinking about this and fitting that to that, or the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
Or in this case, of course, because you have the triplet before, bam, ba 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 ba, then da 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 da. So you're gonna think.
You take advantage of the career that your right hand is
already
doing.
Playing the rhythm.
Yeah.
So then you fit that against the top hand.
You just solve the left part.
Right. And the right hand stays steady, and you fit the left to the right.
Yeah, that's great.
Same here, going there, and there's a lot of that going through the piece. But there might be sometimes when you need to invert that. You know. Yeah, it gets complicated here. You're switching back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
And here, in fact, da 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 down. Here you might have to go da 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 da, and then fitting left, fitting right.
Wow.
So your brain has to, you know,
make the switch.
Yeah. So those are the things you have to think about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in a very big problem. But that's It's really funny. It's a big work, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, it's manageable.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Okay, well, we're all about to finish. Well, did you find difficulty in learning this piece?
No, it's not easy. You know, the hardest thing in the beginning is to figure out what setup's going to work.
Yeah.
Once you have that, then your learning curve goes up because you're not struggling with positioning. You know, so finding the right setup is critical for any multi-piece.
Yeah.
You'll find something where I've got a good. This is going to work for every section because maybe positioning your bongo somewhere is great for this, but then you get into the Rebonds, it's like there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
So you have to think about how that's going to work.
Yeah, I will try your
it separates a little bit, you know. And in here, like these kind of da 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 da, all the calm things. It's very important. You shouldn't have to da da ba, because then you're not going to be able to make that line very smooth.
Yeah.
Because Xenakis wrote very linear.
Yeah.
You know, and all melody based.
Yeah.
So even in here, the melodies dun 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 dun. You know, this is middle ground, background. You know, the accents are foreground, and this melody. You know, So these are the loudest ones, the beginning of each grouping. You know? There's an article by Greg Beyer, who's a friend of mine, who solved the piece.
Oh yeah?
The theory behind it is all every note accounted for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's all about golden mean.
Oh yeah, the golden edge. Here we know it as a golden section,
Right,
a
golden section.
mathematical
Right.
concept.
What's it called? Yeah. But that's
Like a golden number, maybe.
right. I Fibonacci.
Fibonacci, yeah.
Right. Fibonacci
The
series.
series,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you get your 1, 2, 3, 5.